On our morning show today, we're talking about Greater Richland Area Cancer Elimination, one of our favorite monthly subjects. Grace President Eileen Stevens is here. Rose Burkholz is here with a new role. We'll talk about that as well. Alan Kazubski is here to talk and recap the race and look ahead at the next year. And Leif Carlson is here, and he always talks prevention. And we'll talk about what cancer we're going to be talking about preventing and detecting this time on the morning show. Eileen, we'll start with you. What an extraordinary year it was.
It was, Phil. Thank you for having us this morning. I put it out last year. I think it was probably this same show last year when we started our new year. I said 500,000 is my target. And actually, everybody has just really pitched in. In 2025, I mean, we nailed it down. We exceeded $411,000 without batting an eye. I mean, this is nearly 100,000 more than we did last year, which is simply incredible. The businesses in our service area, all the individuals, the teams, the supporters, they just make things happen, and that's what's so cool about it. So we always have the individual businesses that step up or the individual supporters. Most everyone knows, we had approached Jones Chevrolet this year about a joint venture, and although I'm sure they probably raised their eyebrows first and wondered what in the world we were crazy or what, and started considering it. And pretty soon there's Michael Clary saying, yes, let's do this thing. And next thing, we're selling tickets for 2025 Chevy Trax, and the teams and the businesses, everybody just pitched in and did what they could with that. And then Darren down at Walch's, he threw his hat in the air, landed on our table with a zero-turn lawnmower, a patio set, a duck hunter's boat, plus gift cards for the survivors that attended our event. And Jensen's Casting again this year, plus all the other businesses. I mean, we had handcrafted arts. We had, services provided such as massages, jewelry, area events were donated, or, upcoming events. Adventures, dinners, you name it. We just had everything donated, and all of that is what makes us such a successful event. We appreciate every one of them, and don't want to forget about our city utilities, our fire and police that are also behind the scenes of making this event pull it off. You've got the Parks and Rec folks, the city utility workers. They do so much of the behind the scenes logistics work with Eric Renish. And we couldn't make it happen without it. So we thank them. We thank them all because everybody knocked it out of the park. And I guess that was our theme: get up, get out of here. And they lived it.
They did. A couple of years ago, when you had the UTV and you had the raffle for that, and we had a really good year. And I thought at the time, I don't know if they'll ever top this because they're not doing a raffle next year and those kind of things. And we exceeded it last year. And then this year, of course, you had the Polar Plunge donation, and
exactly.
Just a lot of things contributed. But when you said 500,000, I thought, but you know what? You're getting closer.
We're getting closer. So we're going for it again next year, guys.
All right. Good luck with that. Absolutely. So you've had the new year. You're kind of planning ahead. You've had the new board. You're going to have them in place here before too long?
Yes, it is. In fact, as we start the new year, we continue to, with the growth, we kind of keep massaging, and we honor the group of individuals that and the committees that had this vision and they acted on it. How many years ago? It's our 22nd year we just wrapped up. So a strong foundation will always center around our Walk with Grace. That's the core of it. And I always like to say, we've got that strong foundation and we've kind of built rooms. We've made additions to the program. And that's, where you hear about the Race for Grace and the Walk Around the World for Grace. And to me, those were ideas that new people bring in. The walk will always be the core, but we did just have our new year start. Our vice president is newly appointed, Deanna Casper, so she's going to bring a wealth of expertise and knowledge. Marge Bisco has renewed her treasurer position. Leif Carlson, we thank for coming in again as our secretary, also is on the Committee for Prevention and Education. And then, as you may have heard, Joanna Mell did not renew her term, and she stepped down as a patient services coordinator. We have a newly appointed board member who you'll hear from later, which is Rose Burkholz, and she will serve as a point person for those in our service area who may need support or ongoing support, new support or ongoing support. And then other board members we have, Monica Ernessy joined our board this year, and she's looking forward to share her expertise and passion and in the finance end of Grace. We also have Alan Kazupski. I just tripped on your name, Alan. Sorry. Yeah, no kidding. Joanne Krulotz, Pat Myers, and Tori Hill. So, but we always have room. People know I'm a firm believer in term limits. I always like to say we should be grooming and training others to replace ourselves to keep things new and fresh. We do have board positions if anybody is interested, if they still like to join us and share their passion. It's a fabulous organization. We're strong, we're growing. It's a great way to give back to our service area and family and who may need help. It's before we know it, we're going to be planning our 25th year. It's coming.
Well, you've had some people step up, some new members, some younger ones. Never a problem to get a few younger people on there, is it?
No, and I tell you, if we could really encourage some of the 20s, 30-year-olds to come on in and step up and be part of this fabulous organization. You won't regret it. It's great and it's recognized. It's a great way to serve.
Rose, let's talk to you a little bit. A new position. Are you excited to take over as this position?
Yeah, I'm still learning the ropes. I basically spent maybe 2 days in the office with Joanne, so I'm still really learning things. But I just went back to look at a few things, and since the inception of Grace starting, they said there were 930 applications approved, and so some of them might be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or a renewal of a year. So basically, there's like 849 unique cases that have been, or unique clients that have been served by Grace. Mm-hmm. Like in 2024, there were 44 applications received for people asking for help from Grace. And already through August of 2025, we have received 49. So at this rate, we're going to have another, we'll be well over anything we plan to do. But all of the applications that we got in August, they were all brand new applications. These were not people who were extending for another year or needed more help. So these were all new applications. So there's a lot of people out there that are needing help and want help. And we keep it private. We don't tell people who they are. There's very few people in the office who know who are getting the benefits. They're all a case number to everybody else. But the first year they get $2,750 if they qualify for help, and then they get a second year, it can be $2,250. Third year, $1,750, and the fourth year they can get up to $500. Now that's this year. This will all be renewed and reviewed at the annual meeting in October, so these are subject to change, as the ad would say. And we give different types of benefits. Resources. People can have ask for help with paying groceries or gas cards, something like that. And then there's also if you need to pay your rent or your utilities, your car payment, prescriptions. But for stuff like that, we do need. I need to see the bill, and then we pay it directly to the pharmacy or to the mortgage company, so we don't hand the money over to the client themselves. But there's a lot of people out there who need the help, and I'm hoping to be able to help them.
Yeah, I wondered how that worked. So somebody just doesn't come in and say, we need $1,000 to pay bills. You come in and you kind of itemize what you need paid then.
Right. They have to present that bill to us, and then we don't pay them either. Like if you came in and said, I need so much money to pay my car payment, we need the car payment coupon or whatever, and it goes directly to the bank or whoever's holding the loan against the car. It does not go to the person. So we pay it directly to the company.
You take over for Joanne. Is she going to be on call just in case?
Oh, yes, she is. Yeah, yes, she is. We work closely together, but yes, she's definitely still going to have to help me get through some of these things. There's unique items that come up every year or every week I'm coming up with as to how do you handle things. Like I was in there with her on Tuesday, and it was, we had all the people who had called in all week that we were working on, but then there were several walk-ins. So it was really quite busy for that 4 hours that we were there. There were a lot of people in and out of the office.
When people call, they leave a message for you then?
Yes. There's a if we cannot answer the phone right away, there's a cell phone number that they get. And if we can't answer it right away, you leave a note or a voicemail, and one of us will get back to you and let you know what we're doing.
It's a new challenge for you. Are you looking forward to it?
I guess some little trepidation there, but we'll get through it.
Oh no, I know you'll do well. So good luck in the new role.
Thank you.
Alan Kaszubski is here. Alan, you're going to recap what was a successful year, and your race for Grace was kind of one of the first big events this year, wasn't it?
Good morning, Phil. Yes, it was, and it seems like forever ago.
Yeah,
and
it does.
back in May, and well, it's fall time, and we started planning for next May already. So it's exciting. The seasons are changing, so we've got new board members, and we said, well, we better start planning for next May already. So it's going well, and just like anything, I was thinking about this the other day. It's kind of like zucchini in the garden. It's like you never know what kind of opportunities you're going to get with a big event. And this race is no different. I thought we're doing fine. It's like, yep, you think you're going to get a couple of zucchini, maybe you're not getting any, and then all of a sudden there's like 10 that you didn't even know existed. And so there's never a never-ending supply of opportunities in a big event, and the race is no different for sure.
So you're already planning the third annual then?
Yeah, the third annual. I like the sound of that. Hopefully it grows. So we grew from the first year to the second year. We grew, and we're hoping to get even bigger in the third year.
That sounds good. So you'll be giving us announcements later on in the year about when people can start registering.
Definitely.
And whatnot.
Yep. So if you're curious, just keep an eye on the website, walkwithgrace.com, and we'll have things on the main page for that. But I would say we'll probably be targeting November for the official signups to be available. But more details to come for sure. So I think on the next recording of the morning show, we should have some good solid details to share with everyone. We are going to make some changes though, and I can talk a little bit about that. We have a committee that meets to talk about it and come up with planning, because I couldn't do it myself, and it wouldn't be good if I was just doing it. So we've got some really good people helping me out, and we decided to get rid of the 10K this year. We're going to try it this year with no 10K. And I know some of you distance runners are like, what? No 10K, including your wife? Mm-hmm. So
you're going to do a marathon instead, right?
Yes, backwards, right?
Yeah.
Backwards. But it's really a matter of, looking at the timings of the event and whether we can make the whole event better for everyone. We need a lot more volunteers when we do the 10K, and sometimes that's hard. So there was a lot of factors into considering it, and then our numbers, our participation numbers and stuff, that really didn't grow from year one to year two. So we're going to take a little break from it and shuffle things around and change some timings, but we are going to take that out for next year.
That was a proud event. Any other thing you'd like to talk about in terms of the year and looking back on that you just were really pleased with?
So, Eileen talked about the phenomenal amount of money that we all raised for this past fiscal year for Grace, which was just incredible. So that total for the 22 years puts us at $5,406,595.70.
That's incredible.
It's just amazing to be over. I mean, I'm just blown away by that number. And in 22 years, we've got all of Richland County plus those bordering townships. We're less than 19,000, 17,000 people-ish. And to do that amount of fundraising for people over the years, and people just stay dedicated to it, to me, it's just a sign of how important this organization is. I think the mission, and the vision, they're so solid. People buy into it because it does so much good for so many people, and it's a fun thing to be a part of for sure.
Well, hopefully those numbers go down someday in terms of people in need, and part of that is prevention, isn't it?
It is. So two things on that, Phil. So I'm glad Rose was talking about some of those numbers, and I'm so excited to have her on. And I'm glad Joanne is in that mentorship role now and still partnering with Rose and volunteering some, even though she's not on the board. That is great. But last August, we had 8 people. And, 8 people that were helping out again. And we want to get that number down so no one has cancer, right? That's the goal. And that's why I'm so excited for all the things that LEAF does on the prevention committee, leading that up. That's why the Race for Grace was started, to have that combination of prevention and fundraising. It's a great combo for Grace. So there's a partnership that we've also been doing that evolved from the Race for Grace, and we partnered with Simons Foundation and National Night Out. So National Night Out had their 5K this summer, which was great, but the Pumpkin Fest is coming up on October 25th. And they're going to have lots of opportunities for people to get active. And that's what we really care about in prevention. And LEAF's talked about that many times. That's why we have the Walk Around the World with Grace. But we want people to get active. And this Pumpkin Fest, they're going to have a 1.5 mile walk, a 5K run, and a 10K run. And that's all on October 25th. And for more information on that, go to simonsrec.com, simonsrec.com. And then when you're there, go to their menu and pick events. And then you can find out all the details about that. And the other thing I heard that Simons is going to do that day is, and it fits right in with prevention. So they are also going to be having a silent auction of some of their gym equipment that they're no longer using inside of Simons. So you could get your own fitness equipment to take home with you, Phil.
There you go. I can get all buff.
Yeah. And the important thing with all of this is just to start. Some people might say, I don't want to do a race. I'm not a runner. It's not me. That's not what these events are about, especially the Race for Grace, but even the Pumpkin Fest as well. We need people to get out there and get active. If you're not a runner now, that's okay. Walk it. If you're not thinking you can do the 5K, do the 1.5 miles. But start. We need people to start.
No doubt about it. Let's talk a little bit more about prevention. Each month, Leif Carlson comes in and talks about a particular subject. And which one are you talking about this month, Leif?
Good morning, Phil. So September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And prostate cancer is the most common form of cancer in males. And it's also the most common in our county. So that's what I want to talk about today is prostate cancer.
Okay. And ways to prevent it. I'm guessing it's like all cancers, getting regular checkups.
Absolutely.
Is probably number one, right?
Yep. So you got to get regular checkups and follow your doctor's advice. Your doctor may recommend two different screenings. One is a PSA test, and the other is a DRE test. So it depends, which one would be best for you is between you and your doctor on that. But absolutely get screenings early because prostate cancer is very deadly if it's not caught. But if it is caught at all stages, 96% of people survive prostate cancer. 96%. However, if it goes unchecked and not caught, then only 34% of people will survive for 5 years if it's reached that last stage. So absolutely get in and see your doctor and get checked for that.
What have you read about ways to prevent this?
Mm-hmm. So what it is something that just happens with age. So one thing you could do is not get old. That's hard to do.
Well,
it happens. It's most common in ages 65 and older is when most prostate cancer happens. And about 1 in 8 males will end up with prostate cancer. About 1 in 8. So people are living longer, and for that reason, because of our living longer, we're seeing more cases of prostate cancer. But there are some things that you can do, and guess what? Exercise. And so exercise will help increase or decrease your risk, and also a healthy diet. So you want to make sure that you eat lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. And what we always push in Grace is the Mediterranean diet. And so look up Mediterranean diet, follow it, lots of fruits, lots of veg, lots of olive oil and fish, and then less red meats, less dairy, less calcium. Those 3 things, red meats and dairy and calcium, have a possible increased risk that is still being studied. But absolutely, a healthy diet is recommended by all of the big cancer groups.
Part of the reason why there is a high rate around here might be the fact that we like our red meat and all of our things. But
It sure could be.
everything in moderation,
That's right.
Leif? Yeah.
Okay, so and then another thing that people can do is exercise. And so what Al talked about, get yourself walking at the start, get yourself running. This is an amazing statistic with prostate cancer. 3 hours per week leads to a 61% decrease in mortality. So that's just significant. 3 hours a week of exercise. Think of a half hour a day, and you could decrease your chance of dying from prostate cancer by 61%. I think that's amazing. One other thing I do want to say is, I consider myself a fairly educated guy, but I had to look up what is a prostate. And so I just want to let people know, only males have a prostate. It's part of the male reproductive system. And it's an organ about the size of a walnut. And that organ can become cancerous. And so that's what it is. That's why we're only today, with prostate cancer, we're only talking to males.
Did you ever teach health class back in school?
Never taught it. I was the math guy. So I can talk with the 61% decrease, and that's a big number.
There you go.
So,
yeah, you're a numbers guy.
I'm all over those percents.
So, and I know you've taken strides with the Walk Around the World for Grace. You're going to plan to do that another year, Leif?
Yeah, we're going to get that started up again January 1st. And so that's where people in the community sign up on walkwithgrace.com. You can get a blue walking vest, so people know what you're doing and supporting Grace when you're out walking. And we all enter the amount of miles that we walk or run or bike. We enter those miles and add them up, and we try to get around the world. And we did this year. 25,000 total miles will get us all the way around the world. And this year we made it. By the end of July, we had that done.
And so that doesn't mean just stop walking at the end of July. Even though you don't have a program, just keep on keeping on, right?
Exactly. Keep on keeping on. Do some things in fall that are beautiful hunting. Get out, hunt, hike the ridges, get on bike rides. Do your lawn cleanup. All that stuff is just wonderful. But make a goal, starting your New Year's goal, that you will be joining up and walking around the world with Grace. We would love to see you.
Indeed. Well, go ahead.
And I'd like to talk one more thing. I just want to re-mention that Grace has got money set aside for grants for community people who want to do cancer prevention activities. For example, mine is the Walk Around the World with Grace. I needed money for vests. I went to the board. They gave me money. We got the program started. A small amount of money, and we have 300 people in our community participating. But other cancer prevention activities could be small, such as maybe teaching people how to cook Mediterranean dinners. And maybe you need a grant to have food available for your resources so that you can hold a series of cooking nights and have people come and learn to cook that way. We would be happy to help you with that grant and get through that. Or maybe you want to do something with radon prevention, have a dinner and a community group of people and have radon test kits available. We would be able to help, possibly set something like that up with our grants. And I just want to remind people then to get those grants, go to walkwithgrace.com, and you'll find a link there called Resources, and then click that. And you'll find community grants, and click on that page, and you'll find a fillable grant form that you can fill out and apply, and you just follow the instructions real easy, and then we would see that at our next board meeting and say yes or no for your application.
Sounds very easy.
But we would really love to see people. We need help from our community if we're all going to prevent cancer. It can't just be the people on the board or the volunteers for Grace. We also need people in our community to step up. So I'm hoping you do too.
Very good. We'll have more about Grace coming up on the morning show after these words. We're talking Grace on the morning show today from WRCO. President Eileen Stevens is here. And I think, the end of August, we got all that money in there, and it's already begun now, the fundraisers for the next year, right?
Most definitely, yes. There's already fundraising going on for the 2026 year end. We've got Amy Bendel's up there selling flowers. Actually, her fall display, if you haven't been by Bendel Auto and Tire, she's got some beautiful fall flower decorations, displays out there. So be sure to stop in there. We also received a call from the athletic director, Maggie Lansinger, up at Weston Schools. And they've got a fun fundraiser going on. They wanted to do a Pink Out the Gym night. So Monday, October 13th, they're having an event up there. It's their volleyball. It's the JVs at 6 o'clock, the varsities at 7:15. Everybody wear pink. And what's really cool, I want everybody that goes to be hungry, go to the concessions. They are donating 100% of proceeds. All their proceeds are coming to Grace. Plus, the National Honor Society will be doing a 50-50 raffle, and they're donating that to Grace as well. So that's a fun event coming up. And then the KC Bingo, I know their next two events that they're having, the food concessions will be donated to Grace, and that's, what are those dates? This coming Saturday, whatever that is, September 27th and October 18th. So if you get up to the KC Bingo, the food concessions will be a Grace team donation. And I know of another one down on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. There's a large garage sale, estate sale on it's the first farm on the right when you turn on Jellin Lane behind Clary's. So that'll be going on. All proceeds to that will be going to Grace. And I'm not sure, have you guys heard of anything else happening? I know Amy Bendel and Weston are the two key things right now for community events to get out to. So
Wonderful. And then you have your annual meeting in October, and you'd like to see a lot of people coming out to that as well.
Yes. The committee's met a couple times, and we are going to have the meeting. It's always the third Thursday of October, so this year it's October 16th. It will start at 5 p.m., and it will be held at the Ramada Inn. So in their lower facilities, or the lower level of the Ramada Inn. At 5 p.m., they'll be setting up a buffet. So it'll be a grilled chicken and grilled steak buffet with mashed potatoes, a vegetable, dinner roll. So we highly encourage all our people. It's our way, the board, to say thank you to all the volunteers for all the hard work they've done. We'll have a recap of the 2025, but we'll have a representative from Gunderson and a representative from UW Carbone. That's when we'll find out how much of our annual total will be donated to those organizations. They split 25%. They split that percentage to go towards their research. So they usually give us a little recap as to what they're doing and what that means. We have team presentations, so everybody will hear the team totals. The annual report will be done. They'll be able to pick that up. We're going to have door prizes. Everybody likes door prizes, so we're going to have some door prizes. We will be doing, we don't know if it's going to be a bucket raffle or a silent auction, but we have some certificates. People have been asking. We've got Pamela Fine Jewelry. We have a certificate from them. We have some escape room tickets for that auction or raffle, however we're going to do it. We also have the American Players Theater. We have some tickets for them, and I mean they're still going yet in late October. So we'll have 2 tickets, and the show that'll be going on, there'll be 25 opportunities to hit the show for 2 people, and it's called The 39 Steps. It's a thriller. It's where the main character finds a corpse in his home. So just an ordinary guy, and he finds out that he's going to become very resourceful as he's going to be a victim of a manhunt and being pursued by police and a ruthless conspiracist. So it sounds kind of fun, so it's kind of neat for Halloween, I think. So 2 of those tickets will be available. A couple other things we will have. It is a free will donation, but we are encouraging people, to be thinking about it. When you go out for a buffet that has chicken and steak, you're going to pay $15, $18. So your free will donation We'd like you to keep that into consideration. Plus, we're doing something different. We've had an anonymous donation of $50. So if you're going to attend this event, you need to call us at 608-604-2900 or email us at gracelocalcancer@gmail.com. Let us know you will be in attendance, and at the end of the meeting that night, we will draw for the $50 winner. They must be present, so they must pre-register. They must be present. If they're not there when their name is called, we will call the next person. So we were kind of excited about that, so to get that in there. And I think, it's just a great opportunity. We encourage the teams to be there. We're going to have the big check there so teams can group together, get their picture taken with the big check with their total on it. So we'll have that for social media to put that out there for the teams. We got our doctors, our representatives coming from UW and Gunderson. Also we'll have a representative from Richland Hospital with the donation, the community grant that they received. And
Just a celebration of the past year, isn't it?
it is a celebration of the last year. So, but yeah, so we encourage people to come so we can thank you in person for being part of it. And I mean, $400,000+ this service area is extraordinary. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, I know it. It just hasn't hardly even sunk in yet, the amount of money. The first time when the number was brought up to me, Marge brought that up during Grace, and it was like 200 and some thousand, and I just about fell over. And then, of course, it doubled since that time. So pretty amazing.
Growing.
Yeah, it kept
Just like
growing.
those zucchini in the garden.
Yes, it did. Going back to your zucchinis in your garden, Alan. Some other things that you wanted to add, Alan?
Yes. Just one more thing on the annual meeting too. We'll have our annual report there as well. So I'm a firm believer in transparency, and I love this about Grace. We don't try to hide anything other than who we help out for local cancer patients for confidentiality there. But otherwise, our books are wide open. So we show you where we took money in, where we spent money, and it's just a great thing.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And then start looking for, there's some more fundraisers going on toward the end of the year. And Pumpkin Fest will be here before we know it as well. So.
Yes. And then I want to highlight, so people are pretty familiar with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. I think that's a well-known thing, and we're all better for it. But I wanted to highlight an event that's going on at the Richland Hospital and Clinics coming up in October. So good news and bad news, Phil. Good news is that it's an event for prevention. Bad news is you're not invited.
No, probably not.
No. But what they are doing is every Thursday in October, any female over the 40 or older is welcome to come in from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. without an appointment. You can just walk in and you can get a mammogram as long as it's been 12 months since your last mammogram. And I think that's just such a wonderful thing that they're doing every Thursday in October. What a great way for people that maybe haven't been screened for that in a while can take just a few minutes out of their day on a Thursday in October. Go in there. No appointment is necessary. Just bring your insurance card. No pre-authorization is needed. So just a wonderful thing that the Richland Hospital and Clinics are doing for us.
We're going to have more about that on the show with Marcia Jones and Jessica Shaw, who are our mammography technologists, and they'll be on the show in October to talk about that. But they're titling it Mammos and Mocktails. So that's interesting.
I love it.
Trying to have a little fun with it. Absolutely.
It was great. So the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is just a call to action. So all of us on the board, we're all very passionate people, and we've bought into Grace's mission and vision, right? They're great statements, but we can't do it all our own. And we raise a ton of money with the help of so many people outside of the board, throughout the community, but we want to do even more things. So 2 years ago, we had a parade coordinator. And that person just moved out of the area, and she just wasn't able to help out anymore for that. And so we have a hole there. So we could use someone that's good at coordination of getting people together, figuring out doing a little bit of planning. We would love to have someone help us out with that. We have lots of opportunities for people that maybe can help an hour a month, an hour a week. You let us know how much you can help out. We will have something for you. We would like people to help us out walking in parades, doing the parade coordination. You could join one of our Walk with Grace committees that start up in January when we start planning that event. You could help out with the Race for Grace planning. Leaf would probably even take another person or two to help with the prevention committee. You know, we've been looking for sparks. Leaf's talked about that, to have sparks for ideas for different types of prevention activities. But we can't do any of that if we don't have people. So we really need more people, and we're not asking to start a second job, right? The cool thing about Grace is we're all volunteers. No one gets paid, and I love that about this organization. It's survived 22 years. You know, we've raised over $5 million. It says so much about it. Since I've joined Grace, and it's only been a few years for me, I've been paid so much in my heart. It's just been overwhelming, and you can't put a price tag on that, right? Yes, I still have a job that actually pays me so I can eat. Yeah, but I like that part too. Don't get me wrong, but when you volunteer for Grace, you get paid back more than what you put in, and it's just an amazing feeling. And we need more people. That's my call to action for you. You can, if you're wondering, how can you help out? Like, I've been thinking about maybe doing something. I could only do an hour a year, maybe, right? We have roles for people like that too. You can email us at gracelocalcancer@gmail.com. You can go to our website, walkwithgrace.com. Scroll on down to the bottom. There's an info page or info section. Fill that out. We'll get in contact with you. You can go to Facebook. You could use Facebook Messenger. Say, hey, I'd like to help out. Let us know what some of your ideas are, something you might want to do, or say, hey, I don't know what I want to do. What are some of the possibilities? We will get back to you, and we would love to have you on our team.
Indeed. I think of Torrey Hill. Here's a guy that just showed up, and you start putting him here and putting him there, and he's been very helpful. He's on the board now. So.
And he is. And talk about just a burst of positive energy. He just glows positive energy around him all the time, and it's just amazing.
Indeed. Eileen, thanks for taking the presidency back again this year. So you're looking forward to the next year?
Yes, the next year it's going to be another amazing year. I'm so looking forward to it because, like Alan was saying, we are surrounded by such positive people. Everybody has the same mission: is we want to help our service area get the services they needed. I think we're all affected by it in one way or the other. So they said 500,000. Here we go.
All right. You heard it right here. All right. Thanks for coming in, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Greater Richland Area Cancer Elimination, our subject, thanks to Eileen Stevens, Rose Burkholz, Alan Kazubski, and Leif Carlson here on The Morning Show.